Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to another match day, the pre-game show. I'm, of course, your host, the Governor, and this is in association with Ipswich Buses. Go contactless around Ipswich on Ipswich Buses. I'm looking forward to today's game. Obviously, Plymouth riding high, haven't lost at home, only lost one game all year, but Town have come to play, and hopefully we can get 3 points today and continue our resurgence up the table. We are, of course, streaming this live on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, share it, retweet it, I suppose they call it. It's all your friends and family. And if you're watching this on our Talking Town Ipswich Town page, give it a like, give it a share to your timeline. Let your friends and family know this is the one place to be on a match day, every match day, home or away. We've got Simon Wall. Welcome in, Simon. Looking forward to a cracking atmosphere. Eddie Spaghetti's in the room. Jem from North Wales, welcome in, my man. Rabbit Man, good afternoon, guys. Let's show the league. We mean business. Mark Doyle, EJ Norris, welcome in. I've just tweeted out, or retweeted rather, 1,500 Town fans making the 10-hour, 610-mile round trip today. That is absolutely superb. Fans, absolutely legends, every single one of them. I salute you because that is a long way. Before we bring in our contributor for today, don't forget this is your last week to get involved on the prediction league if you want to win Football Manager 2022. This time tomorrow I will be announcing a winner of FM22. I was playing it just before I came online. I am Ipswich. I've just won the league. 9 goals short of 100 goals, but I did get 100 points. No pressure cookie. But they're the 4 fixtures. The link is in the chat. Get involved. Top 10 will be entered into the prize draw to win FM22. That is your top 10 right there. Well, top 10 is technically Robert Grimsey up, but it's still 12 points to play for. So even little old Matt Phillips right at the end there can get himself involved in the proceedings. Right, let's bring in my contributor. The team news is out. He will bring the team news with him. Let's discuss it. It is, of course, the Milktray Man Ben Adams. There he is. Mr. Adams, how are you, my brother?
Very good, thank you very much. Very good. Looking forward to this afternoon. Should be I think. Should be a good match.
Yeah, obviously a chance for us to show our mettle, show our resurgence, if you will. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing what we can offer against the Plymouth side, who are undefeated at home.
Yeah, it's still two similar form sides. I can't really believe I'm saying that. We've actually got some form. They've got some form. You like to think it'll be a lot of quite an open game, but usually when you have two teams in form, they tend to cancel one another out. So I'm not quite sure how today's going to go, but I think Ipswich tend to play better against the better teams historically, and we've lost against all the absolute rubbish teams and the teams that have been promoted. So by proxy, today should be a fruitful day for us.
Yes, absolutely. And obviously, we heard yesterday from Paul Cook. There's going to be changes in the lineup, injuries, whatever. A chance for our depth to show itself, if you like. But I've now got the team on the screen. The Luke Wolfenden is today's picture. So I imagine he's in the team on that basis. So the team is Walton, Wolfenden, Edmondson, Enciala, Penny, Coulson, Morsey, Evans, Chaplin, Edwards, and Macaulay Bond. So 3 centre halves, or Luke Wolfenden at right back. I think personally it'll be Luke Wolfenden at right back with Hayden Coulson playing left back. Oh, hang on, Matt Penny and Hayden Coulson. Oh, that's thrown me a little bit. That's although you could play Coulson or Penny further forward in that one. Okay, that's your team. Talk to me of what you think your permutation is going to be. Some in the chat are saying 5 at the back. That could work, I suppose. But who would play right back, right wing back, if that was the case? Because Penny and Coulson haven't got a right foot.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you'd think it would be Wolfenden, and I think 5 at the back away. I don't. That's a really funny team. I'm trying to think who's there, who's not.
We haven't got a Luco. You haven't got Burns by the looks of it.
Burns. That's a shame. That's one who's obviously not.
Well, he hasn't been playing the last couple of weeks. Ladke, Burgess, Harper, El Mizani, Selena, Jackson, and Piggott is the bench.
I mean, to be fair, let's that's a damn good. The players we brought into. I've got a big soft spot for Toto. I think he's absolutely fantastic. No Donatian. So obviously, I think was it Cruncher just said there's a virus going through the camp, so it's obviously taken out some people, but it's still a pretty damn strong team. I think, and a pretty damn good bench actually. Selena, Piggott, Harper, Jackson we don't count. He just keeps the seat warm. El Mizuni. It's a good team today. I mean, but it always is a good team. So I suppose it just. But
it should be because the depth is there, isn't it? The quality and the depth is there.
So 5-3-2. Yeah, that's interesting. So you got your two flying wing backs.
I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1 still, and I think the left winger will be Matt Penny with Coulson at left back. So you've got Wolfenden at right back, Edmondson, Enciala, Coulson, and then you'll have Penny, Chaplin, Edwards being the 3 behind Bond. That's how I see it. That's how I would see it. That's how I would play it. If it was a 5-3-2, I'd question who the third centre half is because I don't think you'd play Penny or Coulson at right wing back. I might be wrong. We might see he does.
No, I agree with that.
But if he does, it'd be it just that seems the most logical in the sense of at least you're playing 2 left wingers on the left side.
I agree. It's a shame because I think where we're really starting to do really well is that kind of right-sided partnership that they've been kind of forming, and it's a shame that we won't see that today. And the other partnership I've been loving is obviously in Wes Burns and Bon, and obviously Wes Burns, although he's come off the bench a bit, I know, but those are 2 partnerships that have been forming that we're not going to see today. But time has passed. These guys are training with each other all the time. We're quite a few games in. Our form is up. These are all positives. So by virtue of the fact that we have got a pretty damn good squad, that should be enough to win today. Well, it really should. I think it should. Look, but Bon is, our player of the season so far. Bon and Chaplin, they will win you the game. All the rest behind them just have to be good. I think just good. Don't have to be phenomenal, but the form they're on. If one of them scores, I'm feeling pretty damn good about today. Feed it to them. Just protect the back. I think it's going to be a massive game for Morsey today because it's a bit of a jumbled up kind of whatever the back line's going to be. His protection of them. So his kind of skews 10.0. He'll be really important today because you're not playing with the usual the back lot. So those kind of connections won't quite be there today. So his job to shield them will be really important. It might be probably one of the most important games he's played for us so far.
And his leadership as well of organisation and things like that. Plymouth aren't no schmucks, aren't no average Joes. They're undefeated at home, good side. But I still look at that team. And I bring it back on the screen. I still look at it. And I still think, do you know what? That's still a decent League One side for even by Plymouth standards. You've got some real game changes in there. Your top goal scorer is still playing.
Yeah.
And Wolfenden as part of his backline the last couple of seasons that hasn't done all that much wrong. To be fair to him, it's an interesting one. We've got a few comments coming in. We've got Josh Russell who's still not sure about the team. Rax Max afternoon Gov got good feeling in my bones. 3-1 Town. This is the time. Crush any Pilgrim dance banking strong back 5. Lewis says, "Where's KVY?" That's a good question. Maybe he is part of the the illness.
Yeah, the virus
group,
going through.
You know, as someone said in the chat earlier, Joe Bradley. Wilson will have to unhitch that caravan. He used a tow to catch Carl Edwards. EJ Norris, strange setup, but come on, you Blues. We currently got 60 people watching on YouTube, others watching on Facebook, and others watching on Twitter. Ben, talk to me. Tell me, for us to do a halftime show, how many likes do you want on YouTube right
What did we say last
show?
time? Was it 80, 85?
Something like that, yeah. What do you want?
90.
Okay.
I want to like for every minute of the game we're going to dominate.
All right. I like if we get. I'll be a bit more fair because there's only 60 people watching on YouTube. I'll say 60 likes before we go off air. We'll do a halftime show. But overall, this show needs to get 90 likes for Ben to have a happy Saturday.
Yeah,
so if you want a halftime show, get liking. Let's go back to the side just a couple of more times. We've got obviously Walton in goal. He's keeping his place. Wolfenden coming back in, whether he's playing right back, right centre back, left back, wherever he's playing. This is a great moment for a young player, is it not, to come back in and steal a shirt?
It is. And look, if this virus hadn't been rocking through the camp, he wouldn't have got that. But you think, look, Aluko came in because of another player was unavailable, and he took that shirt and he's immovable and made him his own. So I think Wolfenden, he's always been one of those kind of players that I like him, and maybe I don't know if we expect too much, or maybe he's not as good as we think he is, but he's never truly narrowed down that kind of that shirt for him. Clearly got talent and ability, and he clearly likes being here. He's just never quite cemented that role. So today could be massive. If he has a good game, you keep that player behind you out, whether they're well or not. So if he has a good game, Ipswich has a good game. If Ipswich has a good game, I'm happy. So I hope he has a real stonker today.
Yeah, me too. And hopefully, touch wood, he'll have a better game than former town Matt Clark, who I was watching briefly in the West Brom Fulham game. Wasn't having the greatest of times. But I really like Wolfenden. I think he's been a little bit harshly done by in terms of being sort of put in with last year's squad and Demolition Man and all that jazz.
Yeah.
I think there's a player in there still with good attributes.
I agree.
A young player still growing and developing. This is a good chance for him to come in and show it. And look at James Wilson across the pitch there, Ben. Currently playing for the league leaders. You don't know where your career can go at any moment. So this is a big...
Very true. I was looking at their boards on the week, and they said his last game, he was man of the match. He was absolutely phenomenal. Really, really good. So I always thought he was quite good. I think the fact that he was surrounded by absolute dross probably made him look pretty similar to them, It's very hard to stand out when the team was doing what it was doing last year. I always thought he was actually quite solid and quite good. And look, he's keeping his place, and by all accounts, the Plymouth fans really like him because he does bring that experience from the higher divisions in. So, but I don't think there's anything there that makes me fear, oh Christ, how are we going to get a ball past him? How are we going to score?
Yeah.
He's good, but he's not great.
James Wilson's one-dimensional. I want Macaulay Bonne around his feet every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. But if you do that one-dimensional thing really well, that's all you actually need. Then it's about the people next to you. But I agree with you. Get the ball to Bond's feet. Don't put it in the air. So that link-up between Chaplin and Bond today is going to be absolutely crucial. It's the link-up players for me. You got the Chaplin from the midfield to strikers, and you got Morsey from the defenders to the midfield. Those link-up players, the sitting behind, those can be so important today. So important.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking further, obviously you got the Penny in the call situation. Got a few likes. EJ Norris, Wolfie at right back. Thinks EJ, same as myself. Simon Donenburn ill, not injured. Josh Russell, do you think he's got Tuesday in mind with this team selection? No, Josh. Well, you never know, but I think illness is obviously playing a part here. Carl Brooks reckons it's 4-2-3-1. Wolfie right back, Coulson attacking 3. I can't see it being back 5. Apparently, Andy Warren thinks Coulson wide right. Let's go on that one then. So Coulson or Penny, either wide right, wide left, whatever. I would play Penny at wide left because one of the things we were told by the Wednesday fan when we signed Penny was he's great going forward, not so much going backwards. Well, then play him as a left winger today. It's one game. If it is, as Rob says and Andy Warren suggests, Coulson at wide right, what do you think about that? Because personally, that just seems like a fucking idiot sort of thing to do. Because from my perspective, not only are you putting a left back in a wrong position, you're moving him across the pitch. Right.
I know. I think it's a case of just kind of slotting in a player because we've got, these are key areas where we're missing players now.
But sure, it's easier for for Edwards to move across, and a second player can
I would agree, and you're probably going to see that for most of the game because we know Paul doesn't like to make his substitutes before about 80 minutes. But I don't know. I'm pretty open to it. Let's just see. I like Penny where he is. I've got a big soft spot for Penny. Actually, I know he gets a lot of criticism, and that assessment was absolutely bang on, by the way. Which is I think he's excellent going forward, and I think he draws a lot of fouls, but he's not so good trying to maintain that back line. Which makes me think that it's going to be a 5-person back line because he's got that extra cover. But I don't know. I want to know that formation. I'm really intrigued, actually. Yeah, I'm really intrigued what that's going to be.
Brendan Woolley better be getting his best commentary game on. So I'll tell you that much because we want to know. Bring it to our ears. We want to know. You're our eyes. You're our mouth. Speak to us. Talk to us because we ain't going to be seeing the game. Jem, I'd be very surprised if Coulson's on the right. I would. It just wouldn't be it wouldn't strike me as a shrewd move. To play a player out of position and then move him across the pitch because angles play a huge part of football. And when you're used to, your byline on your left and suddenly it's on your right, and but as Carl said, if Coulson's wide right, it's probably protection for Wolfie more than anything. Again, I'd question:
do you think Wolfie needs protection? Do you think he has the necessary amount of experience and his job to actually play as is and not need that protection?
I would say he doesn't. I mean, not particularly with Sam Morsey in the side, who's going to be holding anyway.
Yeah.
Because he should do. It's particularly today away from home. Or Ross Smith says, is Cook matching Plymouth 5-3-2? He hopes not, but he could be. Joe Bradley, Edwards wants to cut in every time and shoot or take on a man. I think the right side will be the same as that, not the Wes Burns take on a man down the line and whip crosses in. Josh, he's not a right back. Yes, I think he does. There you go. He has played right back a couple of times though, particularly under previous regimes. I think he even played right back at Palace and the Carabao Cup, if I remember rightly. Under Mick, many moons
better memory than I have. Jesus.
Well, I might be wrong on that, to be honest. But it will be 4-2-3-1, says EJ Norris. Well, there we go. Lots of question marks.
And and has Nord got the virus? Do you reckon, or do you reckon he's in sort of Weatherspoons right now? What do you reckon?
I got no idea, and I do not care where James Norwood is right now. I think it's fair to say it's looking like his time at town is coming to an end.
I think so. I think that's probably the writing's on the wall, isn't it? Nothing's been said, but I think we can all read the book. So yeah, I agree with that.
Well, another game where the bench includes 2 strikers, but not James Norwood. It's Caden Jackson
and Jackson over Norwood. I mean, I'm not Norwood's biggest fan, but I think talent-wise and skill-wise and things like this, I think he's better than Jackson. So I think that says quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, well, I've always been a bit of a fan of Caden Jackson. I think he's bit harshly treated by people. He's got one thing you can't teach, and that's pace. And defenders like James Wilson do not like pace.
Danny Haynes had pace, but that's all he had.
Scored at Norwich. Don't be blaspheming against the Canary Crusher. I know. Right, score predictions then. Bold prediction time as we come up to the 20-minute mark. What are we talking? Benjamin Adams, bold.
I don't feel I can be bold today because we're playing a very, very good team, and I've seen a lot of highlights, and they are really compact and they're very, very good on the ball. I think we will win 2-1. If we had our normal team in today, I would probably say 3-1 because we've always got a goal against us. That's going to happen. It's just how many we score more than them. I would say 2-1 today, and that's as bold as I think I can get with the team and the changes we have.
Okay. Harry says staying 4-2 Town win. 3-0 says Lewis Knock. 3-1 says Rax Max. Leighton's not too keen on today's team selection. We need an early 2-goal lead. 2 goals. It's bad, isn't it?
If we have three, please. 3 goals just to make sure we win it.
Does anything say as a fan you're not confident in your back 5? Then saying we don't need an early goal lead. We need a 2-goal lead. And even then, I know Leighton.
And ideally, we want a 3-goal cushion.
Yeah, he hasn't gone big enough there.
Yeah,
Josh, still going to go 2-1 Town despite not being sure on the lineup. 0-0 says Mark Wall. 2-0 says Jem.
Obviously, would you be happy with a 0-0 today against an informed team away from home?
I was
with a few changes in the squad.
Yeah, yes, I'm going to ask you the exact same question. What would be the best case? Obviously, best case is win, but what would be the most like the case that you walk out of. I don't know. You see, yeah, I suppose a point away at this with the virus as we're hearing, etc., etc. Yeah, it's not the worst result in the world, is it?
It's
Point
not. As
now.
long as we win on Tuesday, I think.
Well,
if you take 4 points, who are we playing Tuesday?
Wickham away.
Oh, shit. I mean, I would take 4 points. I'd snap your hand off right now. Then I really would. 4 points from that 2 games against 2 really good teams. I would. Much as I want to say 6, of course I do, because I'm a fan. But realistically, I would say, yeah, I would take a 0-0 and not lose too much sleep over it as long as we win on Tuesday. But then, of course, we have to win on Tuesday. So that's the other side of that.
It is, of course, a League One tie, so it's unpredictable in every single way. This could be blow your back doors off type win. It could be a blow your back doors off type defeat. It could go any way in League One. And, Plymouth are a tough side. It's a full stadium. They've all come to see the Town play today. So, I take what you're saying, but looking at the side, it's still a decent team. It's still, by League One standards, a strong team.
It took us 10, 11 games to get that what you would call now us more settled first team to be firing. So it was the fact that they were playing every week which was making them good. So this will be a real good test of that depth that everyone keeps talking about. This will be a great test of that depth. I'm stating the obvious, of course, but look, people keep saying we've got players to bring straight on. It's a long season. We'll be seeing more of this as the season goes on, as injuries and everything picks up. So I think this will set a benchmark. So if we do have a few first teamers out, okay, let's see what the depth is, because depth wins you leagues.
But it does, but you've still got your game changers. You've still got your Carl Edwards. You've still got your Chaplins, your Bonds,
and Selena to come on.
And Selena to come on. Joe Piggott, who scored 15 plus goals last year at AFC Wimbledon. You've still got, by League One comparative status, real game changers. Game changers. You're not sort of sitting here saying, well, you got Jackson up the top because Norwood's got a groin injury with Hawkins or Drinnen off the bench. This ain't last year now, is it? You're talking about
shiver down the spine.
Well, exactly. You're talking about real changes or game changers that can change a game like that.
I agree.
If they were out, I'd be more worried. Because the back end, you got Wolverton, he's a League One solid centre half, I think. Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You got two left wing backs playing, wherever the fuck they're playing, who knows? But they're still decent at this level. And even at right midfield, if Andy Warren is right about Coulson, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not going to be the worst.
I agree. Look, the players that we're putting in their stead are a hell of a lot better than anything we had last year. We would have cried out for any one of these to come in as a replacement than what we had last year. So, maybe we're just getting used to the riches that we have, and we're kind of questioning. But let's see. Let's see. We might be pleasantly surprised. I've got a funny feeling.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you've got a funny feeling that could just be a bit of wind, get some Gaviscon. Gary Denning given the Portsmouth treatment 4-0. Mike Fisherman can't see a win with that lineup, but he hopes he's wrong. Blue boy, same as Ben, 3-1 if unchanged at present, 3-2 to Town. Lee Anderson, Mike, it's your favourite formation. Mike the Fisherman, sure we're playing 3 at the back. If that's the case, we get a win. Lewis, that's definitely a Christmas tree formation. Eddie says, get liking for the halftime show, people. We're currently on 36. We need 15 more likes for the halftime show. Get liking now. There is loads of you watching this on YouTube. There is no excuse, none whatsoever. Rob Smith, Plymouth have had a few dodgy draws, so no world beaters.
We've had a few dodgy losses, so we're no world beaters either. It's just who is the better team on the day.
Fishing with Nick, no Luco Bird, the National. I think it's a big shake-up just as we were getting going. Lee, they have 2 up top who are both a handful. Makes sense to me. Mike says 3 at the back. If that's the formation, I agree, Lee. If not, who's playing holding? Leighton, Chaplin has looked really good in the last 4. I think if it won't be 3 at the back, it'll be a 4 at the back with Morsey holding. Even if it was 3 at the back, it'd still be Morsey holding. So
of course it will. Yeah, it'll just be holding higher up the pitch. Yeah, I agree.
Rack Smacks, this game's all about Town's head. It's in the noggin. What do you think about then? Today's all about, as Rack Smacks says, all in the noggin today for Town. What do you think of that one?
I'll say it always is. I would say it's about those players that have come in. Take your chance. The only thing in your noggin should be, wow, I'm on the pitch and I shouldn't be because people are ill. I better make sure that I keep on it for next game as well. That's the stuff in your head. Forget anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Just keep your shirt. Keep your shirt. That's your thought. That's your noggin. Keep your shirt.
Absolutely. Joe Bradley, Foot Mob says we're doing a flat 3 across the middle of Evans, Morsey, and Chaplin. Foot Mob. No. I mean, I always question these apps. Like who updates them?
So
Particularly this far down the pyramid, it might be spot on. And when you get to this level of football, I think, have they really sent somebody there to? It's a question mark, isn't it? I know. Maybe it's right. EJ Norris, come on, people like the show, so we can have a half-time show. Yes, EJ, we like that. I'm looking forward to today's game. This is when you get a little bit of a strange lineup like this. It's quite intriguing.
I agree. And maybe you could even say in the back end of that, in a kind of a maybe more of a Machiavellian kind of way, which is if we lose today, I won't feel as bad because it's not our first team, and at least we know we have our first team to come back when this virus passes through. When we lose and it's our first team out and all the players you want there, it hurts a bit more. So at least I can say, well, okay, it was 70% our team today, but not quite. So that maybe takes the sting off of a possible loss.
Flip that just for a moment and say, if we go on to win, which I hope we do, and I think we will. What a message that sends out to the rest of the league.
I totally
team
agree.
is undefeated at home, playing their strong team. No one missing, as far as I'm aware. Goes up against a side that's resurgent, got a virus in the camp, if the chat's to be believed. Playing a lot of not a lot of second stringers, but a few second stringers. Maybe a different formation. That says, Town have arrived.
I agree, and if we want to get, I feel weird saying it, we want to get promoted this year. I don't know if we will, but if we do, then we have to beat sides like this, and we have to beat them when we don't have all of our players match fit. That is how you get out of leagues. It's your top 11, and it's the people standing just behind them to slot right back in there. You have to beat the big teams. And we've lost to too many small ones. We can't afford to lose to the top ones. But as I said again, traditionally we do very well against better teams. So there's that for us.
Okay. Yep. Mike says, "Come on, Ben. Let's not make excuses if we lose." But I think today's the day you can make an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. It's just it's that little thing you take to bed with you. If you're sending out your best team, they're all in form, and they go out and get spanked. It just really stings. It hurts. But at least you can kind of say to yourself, "Okay, well, they didn't have Danassian, who's just been an absolute Lazarian revelation. You haven't had a Luco, who's just playing some incredible football, or Wes Burns, who is probably my favourite player alongside Bon." At least you can say, okay, well, they're coming back, so I feel a bit less awful about it.
True. But then, Burns hasn't played the last couple of weeks. It's been a Luco who is stepped in and performed admirably as well. So you're missing
He has.
Two performers. Obviously, no Donatian, no party and all that jazz. Don't forget you support the show on Ko-Fi if you so wish to. One-off donations or monthly contributions. Rob says they have one player missing, Houghton suspended. Right, we will be back for half-time. I've got a feeling that by the time I click the button and check YouTube, you'd have smashed the like total.
Yeah, like him. Come on.
Absolutely. We're back for half-time. Hopefully, Town will be winning by half-time. It'll be nice and easy from that point on. Brandon, if we can avoid defeat today, we get the ill lads back for Tuesday. 4 points from 6 is still decent. William, Sam Morse to score first goal for Town today. Gary, let's hope our backboard had 3 shredded wheat for breakfast. And Mark Wall, JD isn't ill. He's having talks with Man City. No, surely not. We can't be selling JD.
Give us 20 million. Go for it.
20 million for Janoy Donatian. Right. I am the Gov. He is the Milktray Man. We are back at half time. Then again at full time for the Fans React show. Join us both times then. But until next time, come on, you Blues.
Come on, you Blues.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted. But